Hey, what's going on? Ryan here with Intersection Records, and I just finished the Dead and Company show at Barton Hall in Ithaca, New York, at Cornell University. This show is venue is famous for a 1977 concert on the same date, May the 8th, 1977, which is considered one of the great Grateful Dead shows of all time. Certainly one of the best recorded shows and just kind of holy grail material. So the Dead and Company in their last tour are going back 46 years later to the date and performing there, and it was awesome. It was on XM Sirius. You know, I did a video 10 or 12 days ago that's been watched a lot, and I'll put a link to it in this description, but about Bill Kreutzmann leaving the band, original founding drummer. Dead and Company is still Bob Weir, John Mayer, Oteil Burbridge, Mickey Hart, Jeff Chimenti on keyboards, and now Jay Lane filling in the second drum chair now that Billy's gone. And it was great. Check out that video if you want to hear more about that. Let's talk about the first set. They started at about 7:35 Eastern Standard Time, opened up with New Minglewood Blues, which they did at that show in 77. So you're thinking they're going to do the same show. And honestly, it's a little slow. I mean, Dead and Company is a little slow sometimes for me, and they slow the tempos down in these songs and just keep them going forever, and it's kind of boring. I don't know. The next song, by the way, well, I'll show the set list at the end. The next song is Althea. So now they're not playing a song from the 77 show, and they're playing one of the ones that John Mayer sings. And it's good enough, but it's long also. But then they go into Estimated Profit, and things start getting a little bit weird. You know, I mean, they're getting jazzier and jammier and speeding tempos up a little bit, you know, where it's kind of slow, and then into an Eyes of the World. It's Estimated, Eyes, and Eyes just went from slow to fast to jazzy to slow to space rock. Very, very psychedelic. Oteil Burbridge took a bass solo. By the end, he was like scatting on da 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 da. It was really cool. Then into a jackstraw. Just a nice, solid jackstraw, as Bobby always does. Into Bertha, which again, so you have Althea and Bertha, which are kind of staples in the John Mayer catalog of Dead stuff, but the Cassidy. So jackstraw into Bertha, into Cassidy. Cassidy was beautiful. Again, Jeff doing these jazzy things on the keyboards. I mean, and taking it with Oteil and taking it with John, and I guess now taking it with Jay. You know, I mean, they're into these territories where it's jazz. It's almost like Weather Report, like with Wayne Shorter and Joe Zawinul and Jaco Pastorius. I mean, it's textural. You can feel the bounce in its own, and it's swinging in a different way, almost not even a Grateful Dead way, but like in a late 70s fusion jazz. Anyway, and then they finished with a nice deal, a nice solid deal. So again, New England Blues, Althea, Estimated Profit, Into Eyes, jackstraw, Bertha, Cassidy, deal. Pretty short break. Mickey Hart, I was watching on XM and Sirius, and Mickey Hart runs up within like 2 minutes, is doing an interview, which was pretty cool. And then he took off, but they didn't wait that long to come back with China Cat Sunflower. Nice, solid rendition into I Know You Rider, of course, but then into Help on the Way. So songs that are always grouped, doing them together. Help on the Way, really nice solo by John Mayer, into Slipknot, into Franklin's Tower, into Drums in Space, and Mickey and Jay, think about that without Billy there right now. It sounded great. I mean, it sounded really sick. Space, I called it Spanish Space Trip. I don't know if, so Help on the Way, Slipknot, Franklin's Tower, Drum Space, Spanish Space Trip, into Scarlet Begonias, and then into Fire in the Mountain. And I mean, the first of all, not to skip over the Help on the Way. The Help on the Way was like One from the Vault. Remember when that compilation from '75 came out, the One from the Vault concert? That was a dead ringer for that. So the speed is there. I mean, they are jamming through these songs not in a slow and co version, like in very, very fast psychedelic. I mean, it was good. Scarlet Begonias in the Fire in the Mountain. You know, I mean, taking notes from the '77 stuff and trying to bring some of it back, you know, without copying it, but like definitely making conscious efforts to highlight what Jerry did back then. And then Morning Dew. And I think Morning Dew was just great with Bobby singing. I guess it doesn't matter anymore. I've seen Jerry do that, and it's just always great. It's always a great song, and did a very short walk off the stage. I don't even think they left the stage, and then they came back with Terrapin Station, and the lady with the fan all the way through the Terrapin Suite. It was very cool. I mean, I was impressed. You know, again, New Minglewood Blues scared me. It was slow. And then, I mean, I know people love Althea, and I love Althea too. But when John Mayer sings it, I just heard it so many times and it bores the hell out of me. But then Estimated Prophet, then Eyes, then Jack Straw, then Bertha, which I've heard a million times John sing. Cassidy was just sublime. I mean, you felt like it was in the '74. Deal wasn't quite as good, but then China Cat, Sunflower, second set, I Know You're Rider, Help on the Way, Slipknot, Franklin Shower, Drum Space, Scarlet Begonias, Fire in the Mountain, Morning Dew, and Terrapin Station. Anyway, subscribe to the channel. Great show. You know, I'm looking forward to their tour. They're going to do some stuff, and it sucks that Billy's gone, but, you know, they're moving to do whatever they want to do, and they've earned that right. And it sounded like with Jay, I mean, I thought I could hear Jay, like, singing some backups. Like, maybe it was Jeff, but boy, it sounded like a different voice, and I didn't see video. Again, I was just listening on Sirius XM on the TV, just the audio, but I don't know. It sounded great. Peace out. See you later.